limited edition Cherokee 244 JR here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Fairly new floor plan at the time of this filming, and this thing is cute. It's a small camper, but it doesn't feel like a small camper. It's perfect for couples camping, and with all of the equipment packages we have on this, we've got a limited, a value package, XL core package, not to mention a couple of extra odds and ends on top of that. It's very, very well equipped too. So, you know, you don't have to feel like you're getting a base model car with manual windows. You're getting the one with all the fun toys. Now, keep in mind, the one that we have in stock here in this video could be different from one that we're actually carrying. The limited package has given us this little solar trickle charge, and this has been a lot of folks are like, well, what do you, it's solar prepped, what does that mean? It's just a small voltage trickle charge for the battery. It helps keep the lights and the fans running if you're doing a lot of, some people call it boondocking and whatnot. It's the little touches that make me really appreciate Cherokees. If you open up this baggage door in a lot of brands, look around. You know, a lot of times you're looking at negative space, you're looking at storage. I would encourage you to try to look at the guts of the trailer. Like, for instance, you see how this is made with real lumber. You know, that's plywood. That's real wood. I mean, that's the difference in a Cherokee. This is 5,790 pounds. I could get you a lighter weight 24-foot trailer, but you're going to have to start sacrificing some things. You're going to have to start getting some panel. You're going to get what I call some matchstick skeletons as opposed to actual lumber. So, you know, that stuff weighs a little bit more, but it makes a difference. Also, look at the baggage door framework. Where you see exposed wood, they hit that with a sealant here at Cherokee so that it can't get, you know, when this baggage door is open, sometimes it's just misty a little outside, or just humidity can sink into that wood and cause discoloration or swelling. It's not going to happen here. They've prevented that. Part of the limited edition package is this beautiful full aluminum nose sweep, which is pretty irregular in the business. A lot of guys will use fiberglass. Well, actually, that's a member of the Cherokee family, so that's aluminum too. So, okay, over here, that white nose thing, you know, it looks pretty much the same. So why go aluminum? It's a little bit heavier, and it might cost a little bit more, but it's the longevity and the strength and the structure of the product. This nose is never going to get beaten in by the wind. It's never going to get concaved, because this entire nose is 250% thicker metal than what's on your sidewalls. This whole nose is a diamond plate. Now, there is dedicated diamond plate down here, but they didn't want a whole front wall that looked like you know, big extreme diamond plate. They wanted it to still look like a nice toy hauler, or pardon me, travel trailer, not a toy hauler. So they used a smooth aluminum up here. It's a little thing, guys, but it's the little things that make all the differences. We've got a power awning with LED lighting, power tongue jack. This does have a propane grill quick connect on the other side. We have one of two of your outside showers right over here, and I'll explain that further when we get around the other side. This is always going to be here with, I think it's the core package or the XL, I can't remember, but a handy little utility shower out here never offends anybody. We will commonly enclose the tanks on our Cherokee products. That's not the same as a fully enclosed underbelly, but it hits the important part. It gets your tanks enclosed, so that if you do get a snap freeze night, you get that extra little protection. And they were not shy about putting big windows into a smaller living space. And I think that right there, these windows are one of the main reasons this little trailer doesn't feel so little inside. Little black tank flush, by the way. Seal gripping slide wall is something they do down at Cherokee, so that this seal right here, it doesn't get crimped. It gets wiped all the way in or out, so that you actually have a good solid seal on that. It's just another leak preventing method for slide outs. All these windows, by the way, open for ventilation, so not only are they huge, you can get some huge airflow in this thing too. You want to open up this living room, it's just going to be very comfy and bright in there. The cargo rack on the back, another part of those big packages I've mentioned a few times. It's got a 200 to 250 pound-ish capacity, something like that on there. Literature has changed a couple times over the years, but it always seems to flop around within that range. You do not need to take off the spare tire to drop that down, by the way. It's pretty simple and idiot-proof that way. So this is a very new thing. This is a very Cherokee thing as well. It's an option. You can put a mini outside kitchen into a lot of their floor plans, which is cool, because normally to get any sort of outside kitchen in an RV, you had to pretty much be in a bunkhouse, with very few exceptions, rear bathrooms being one of the only exceptions to that rule. Well, now we're kind of getting all the good stuff right here. So this is tailgate central, and let me break this down. So we've got our little mini fridge outside. So this is where you can keep your bottles of water and your barley pop outside, so you're not tracking dirt through your camper. This whole thing slides in and out. So you've got your little cooktop here. We've got a little bowl style sink. It doesn't have a drain, obviously, and this is the second outside shower. It's designed to work as the faucet for that little sink. It's different, but it works. It's actually really fun and functional, because you will find 100 uses for these things on your campsite. As a person who goes camping, I can tell you that with certainty. Now, right next to that, we have an outside TV hookup area. So if you want to take a mounted TV out here, it connects right to the DVD player inside the unit, you know, so whatever entertainment you have inside, you have outside too. And notice that's all located right under your patio awning. So you push a button to get patio shade, and you got a tailgating cookout station built right into your RV. Very slick, cool stuff. And again, more big windows that also open for ventilation. It's so bright inside here. Bigger handle to come in and out. A lot of smaller trailers will have a double step instead of a triple. They're hitting all those nice additional features on here. Also, this is a friction sprung door, so I can throw this thing, I can smack it, and it doesn't bash against the side of the trailer. That is so that you don't get that big wham, you know, when the wind catches up. It takes a pretty gusty wind to move this thing. It's not hard to move by hand, but it fights high speed movements is essentially how it works. This interior decor, I believe, is natural, though natural and latte are almost identical. So this is pretty much how they're going to look inside. Freestanding table and chairs here instead of a booth, which is something that they did from the factory level, not an option. They really wanted to zero in on this as a couples coach. This is made for couples camping. Now, a couple neat things. Right when you walk in, you notice that we've got these this neat little LED light here. And normally I'd say it's a perfect night light to get to the bathroom, but you don't need to get through your living room to get to the bathroom from the bedroom in this floor plan. So this is for you midnight snackers. If you leave this thing on at night, it'll give you kind of like an air traffic control route, boom, right there to the refrigerator. Another neat thing is all of our interior lights are just on one switch, which is a nice little household convenience we take for granted and we often lose in the world of RVing. The nicer pleated shades here on these giant picture windows, that's something that you don't always find in this class. And I like that they don't have the big boxy style valances on each side of this window here, because how often, if you've ever owned a camper and they have those big boxy style things, you're always hitting them. They're inexpensive and they look pretty. That's why they're used, but they're not really convenient. And man, I love when you're sitting here having your bacon and eggs or playing cards with friends, you just got an awesome view of everything. You see how there's that little lip right there that can flip up to give you a little more conducive four-person dining experience. And this is a pretty big slide. It's a slide that could actually fit a U-dinette. And, you know, instead we just have a nice open sort of living area here. So that, again, it's probably one of those reasons why this little camper doesn't feel so little. This pantry just rocks. This thing's awesome. You've got an immense amount of storage space here, floor to ceiling storage, and it's an actual, like, pantry. You know, it's not a cabinet where you can shove your arm all the way up in there. That's a real pantry. It's a big wide door. It's the depth of your refrigerator. So this is actually bigger in cubic foot of space than your fridge. The countertops in your Cherokee RVs. This is another cool part of those upgrades we have in here. They're a seamless, sealed edge, waterproof countertop. You know, you cannot, like, if you spill water, if you splash water on the sink, if you spill a drink or something like that, it can't get into the material of the countertop and it can't sponge and swell and fall apart. That's why they were able to recess the sink and give you a fifth wheel style recessed sink with a fitted sink cover that is the punch out from this countertop stuff. You can see how big and thick and heavy that is. You can actually use that as countertop space. Then they maximize the countertop even further with this tempered glass folding cover here over your stovetop. So they recess the sink and the stove to give you just all the counter space possible. And I really like this little level change right here. It's nothing major, but aesthetically it jumped out at me and I looked at that and said, that's just really sharp. Plus, this corner back here, this is appliance central. It's not an accident they put a power outlet right there. And again, more windows everywhere. Big windows in a little camper. They did such a good job. And then for even more light, They put a giant skylight up here in the ceiling for more ambient light, and it does have a shade so that if you feel like you're getting cooked, close it up, no big deal. Very residential style shaker cabinetry here with hardware you can actually get your hands on is a nice feature. And these cabinets are actually pretty big. This is a thing I encourage you to do when you are shopping around. Grab the microwave tray. We all know what that is. We figure that's probably about the size of a dinner plate, right? Well, I'd say you got plenty of space in this cabinet here. Lock it away, tuck it away, hit the road. You've got amazing storage in a small trailer here. That goes all the way back actually around the corner over here. This would normally go back a little further. Remember, we do have that outside mini kitchenette right there, so they did need to borrow some of that interior space, but it's an awkward space back there that people can't get to easily. However, you do not lose any drawers with the little mini outside kitchenette, so you still get a couple big full extension drawers. And I like how they make these bigger and deeper. They use 2 big drawers instead of 3 small ones. It just, I don't know. I just like that you can actually put big stuff in there. We've got a individual full layback recliner here. That thing can really lay down if you want to take a midday nap. It's perfect. I've known some people who maybe have neck or back problems that kind of have to sleep in a chair too, so that's possible. Other than a little bit of carpet in front of the slide, primarily carpetless, so very easy to keep clean. Extra storage by the door because, hey, why not? The entertainment center here has that faux stone look, which really ties into the very down-to-earth, understated earth tone look that you have going on through a Cherokee. I like that this still, even though it's very well equipped and very nice, it still feels like a camper. And I think the earth tones they use help seal that in here. Now, not only are the kitchen counters a full sealed edge, all of the countertops, bathroom, everywhere are a sealed edge so that water doesn't damage these. AM, FM, CD, DVD, Bluetooth, so that all of your entertainment needs are met in one place. And nice privacy door with a middle walk-through bathroom, something very uncommon in a smaller camper. But we've also got a fifth wheel size shower and a giant adult size sink here, even in this little trailer, with a biggest in-class medicine cabinet. That's a Cherokee thing. They have the biggest medicine cabinets and sinks in their class. It may not sound like that big of a deal until you go camping and realize that, you know, that little bitty dog bowl size sink you're trying to wash your hands in just doesn't cut the mustard. Having a big sink and a big medicine cabinet where you can keep your shavers and stuff out of the way is really nice. And they put actual linen space in here. This is another thing they've been doing really well down at Cherokee. If you've never owned a camper, you wouldn't think about that kind of stuff. But having a place to actually keep towels is so nice when you're camping. Bigger max air fan in these too. And that's part of the reason that they actually slot the doors. The doors are purpose built not to come all the way to the ceiling so that they can help suck heat through the RV. The bigger skylight up here, once again, letting in more light to the camper. We do have a privacy door here for the front bedroom, so, you know, you can close that off. We do have central heat and central air to keep every room comfortable. The bedroom, pretty minimal, but again, it's a small camper and you've got a nice living space. But there's nothing wrong with this bedroom. You've even still got big windows in here. We've got our CPAP or charging stations on both sides of the bed right there. The bed is on struts, so it does lift easily. And you can see you can get to it from inside or outside there. Now, this is a little thing I should probably talk more about. Let me get the wrapper off here. But the electronic systems, the power system they're using here, this Furrion power system, it sounds like not a big deal that this has this little handle built onto the plug. You think, well, why does that matter? You're actually supposed to pull these out in a specific way so that the ground stays plugged in longer than anything else. If you look, that's why the ground plug is actually a little bit longer. The ground plug is supposed to always maintain contact longer. Well, the way you plug these into a camp, people tend to pull out. Well, with this handle, you're going to pull out and always leave that ground plugged in longest. That saves your RV from power spikes. It saves your RV from damage. That silly little handle that probably cost 25 cents could easily save you a $1,500 or more repair. It's little stuff like that that make me really like Cherokee campers. They have, recent years here, they've really, you know, tied up their edges these last 2 years. They have been a very good, solid, reliable brand. We haven't seen a lot of Cherokee work come back through the shop. You know, there's absolutely zero RVs out there that have absolutely zero work, but these guys in their class are among the best for service records. So that's that's a really good positive thing. That's something I like to look for. You know, if the whole reason you're going camping is to have fun and, you know, to not have worries. It's nice to have a trailer that lives up to that standard. So give us a call, 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, have fun, happy camping, everyone.